morning, beautiful friends. It is definitely not morning. It is just gone 12:30 on the 1st of April. So I thought today we could do a little bit of an April reset. I have watched the lovely Ella on YouTube do this for a long time. I'm always so inspired and I definitely need a reset today. We flew back in from Perth on Sunday night. We got in at like 6 o'clock. It was so lovely to be in Perth and see all our friends and family. It was definitely really hard leaving because it felt like, I don't know, it kind of just felt like we went back to normal and then we came back. But I do love our life here and I love our home and the adventure that we're on, but definitely some emotions. And then yesterday I was busy working all day, catching up, and then my husband and I have both been sick. I'm not so bad. I think I'm gonna get it worse in a couple days. He's really sick. He's been asleep for almost 12 hours at this point, which is what he does when he's sick. He just kind of needs to be left alone to sleep and recover that way. He doesn't get a lot of time off because he is a teacher, so I'm just letting him do his thing. But I definitely need a reset today. We have so much loads of washing to do. The kitchen, you can't really see, but it's just kind of chaotic. We kind of came in, unpacked, and then it's not really clean or tidy. It's not anything, it's just messy. So I want to do that today. I also have a job interview in half an hour, which is great. It's just on a phone call. So it's just to talk about the role, which would be lovely, and I hopefully have a few more this week. And then I thought we could do a bit of a financial reset because I truly believe in financial transparency. Pretty much clean, which I'm so happy about. I love a clean house. I feel much more settled at home, which is good. I think I'll do another load of washing tonight once our clothes outside dry a bit more. I'm just gonna make some lunch now. It's 2:30. I had my interview and it went really well. I'm really happy with it. I think I'll have another one next week for this job, and I've applied for a few more that I'm really excited about. So I feel like everything's turning a corner, I'm hoping. That's really good. I also have been looking into protein waters recently just to help my protein intake, and I found this one at Woolworth. It's the Muscle Nation Sparkling Protein Water in Citrus Crush. So I thought I would try that because it was $2 and I didn't want to buy a whole thing if I wasn't going to use it. So I'll have that for my lunch beverage. But we have finally got to the reset kind of admin side of my April reset. I'm so excited. I'm in my comfy Taylor Swift folklore jumper that my wonderful friend got for me. I've got one puppy dog who wants to be involved. I'm gonna say hi. If you hear little steps walking around, that's all. But I thought we could do a bit of a wrap up of March before we move on to April. Okay, so the first thing I thought we could go through was books. I actually got right back into reading this month and I read 4 books. I first started with Fourth Wing and then Iron Flame. I finished Iron Flame maybe 2 nights ago. I technically started this in February, whenever Onyx Storm came out, maybe early Feb, and it took me a while to get into, but it was very good. I loved this book. I did not think I would be a fantasy reader, but I really did like it. And then I immediately went out and bought Iron Flame because I had to learn more about the series. This took me a little while to get into as well. It's just so big. The paperback that I have is 623 pages, so it's quite large. I was getting so disheartened, so I ended up reading it on my iPad, which still took me forever. It took me 2 flights, like to Perth and back, to read it, but I did like it. Then we have my 2 book club books of the month.
So the first one was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. This was so good. I have never cried harder at a book. It was beautiful, it was so well written, the characters were lovely. I just really loved it. I recommended everyone to read it. And then I read First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. This was such a nice romance read. It was so cute, very sweet. I just really liked it. I thought it was a really good palette cleanser after fantasy and after The Nightingale. I've been right back into my health and fitness journey, which I've been so proud of myself with. I've done 18 Pilates classes in the month of April, so that's about 4 or 5 a week, which is pretty good for me. Definitely enjoyed it. I definitely found it getting harder. I started taking myself on more of the challenges and doing the harder settings, and I could definitely feel it, but overall I was really proud of myself and proud of the progress. I still love the studio, I love the instructors, I love my friends who I get to go with. I applied for 19 jobs in March, which was hard, but overall it was what I need to do to get a job in today's market, in a new market. So I'm happy I got that many out. 4 interviews, I think. I got to second place with one of the jobs, which is disappointing, but it is what it is. And then I have a final interview for one of the jobs this week, and this morning you saw I already had another interview for a different job. So I'm definitely starting to get traction, which is good. Trying to keep positive, but definitely can be tricky. My husband and I are in an interesting / different financial position at the moment. I do have an income, it's just small, so maybe we'll say double income because there is 2 of us, I suppose, so semi-double income, no kids household. We do also have a house that we own in Perth, Western Australia, when we're living in Melbourne, Victoria. So we are getting income for that, but I'll kind of explain a bit more about how that works. So the total amount of income that we earned this month was $10,333.17. Sam's full-time income for the month of March was $4,937. My income for March was $2,626.13. That's just working part-time casually, so slightly higher rates. Our rental income was $4,061.17. So all up, we earned a total of $10,333.17 for the month of March. Our expenses did exceed our income this month, so we spent a total of $10,984.68. So that was a variance of $651.51. We did travel this month back home, so there were different costs associated with that, but I do think we overspent this month. I think we just got a little bit trigger happy with the card and bought things that we did need, but maybe should have budgeted a little bit better, so we'll go into that. But it's definitely inspiring me to keep a better control of everything come April. We have a separate bills account that's actually a mortgage offset account, so we keep enough money in there for 1 to 2 months of bills and then add to it as we can throughout the month. When we're working regularly, we'll set up automatic transfers, but that's just kind of not a luxury that we have at the moment. Having the bills as a offset account on our mortgage does reduce our mortgage interest repayments every month, so it is making our money work more for us, which is better in the long run. So we have a bills account and all of our bills are on a direct deposit out of there every month, which is really helpful. For bills this month, we spent a total of $4,446.33, which included our rent, all of our insurances, electricity, water, gas, and then other bills like phone, car, all of our subscriptions, etc., etc. We also do pay pet insurance as well out of that account. So overall, we did spend $60.17 more in electricity. I think that's because of the Leaderville house, so I need to go back through and calculate all of our budgets again. Water was also more, which is expected, the same with electricity. I calculated it based on a year divided by 12, but you only pay water and electric every 2-3 months, so that's kind of how that happened. Health insurance was more. Mine comes out every fortnight. I think Sam pays it automatically every 2 months, so some months are just higher, that's fine. And then internet is higher, which we need to recalculate. Mikey has also been quite expensive. Mikey is the Melbourne public transport. We spent $160 there this month, which is kind of crazy because we do also drive quite a bit. I think I take Mikey the most because that's how I get around. Yes, I need to look at more efficient ways of doing that because it can get quite expensive. Our other debt is our mortgage, which is also coming out of our bills account. That is $3,051 a month. Our interest rate went down last month and I think it's continuing to go down a little bit, but we're still paying the higher amount because we can afford it at the moment technically, and I'd rather pay off as quick as possible. Mortgages are not cheap. For expenses this month, we spent a total of $3,779.25. It's under budget technically, but we spent more in areas that we shouldn't have. So groceries is always our biggest struggle with expenses and like discretionary spending. We have waves of going like every couple days and then we spend way more than we need to. I started the month budgeting for $800. I think it was technically a 5-week month, so there was 5 grocery shops, not 4, so we actually spent $959.06. We don't go out to eat very often. There is obviously some charges in here. I didn't think we went out to eat that often, but our ideal is to make everything at home, but we are trying to buy higher quality ingredients. Like last night we bought, coffee beans for our coffees at home. I bought bone broth concentrate so I could make bone broth dishes so they're a little bit higher in protein. Just those sorts of things. I did shop at Woolworths yesterday, where normally I shop at Aldi and then top up at Woolworths, but they were closed when I went shopping. So dining out, we spent $600. We did have our anniversary this month, which was really lovely, so we got to go out to dinner. We also did a couple of date nights in the city because we wanted to make sure while we are here and we are budgeting, we did still want to enjoy what Melbourne has to offer. Shopping was definitely a damaged centre. We spent $589.10 shopping this month, which was way over budget. There were definitely things that we needed, like I needed shoes for a wedding, I needed some jewellery because all of mine was stolen. Sam needed a shirt for a wedding. We bought a rain jacket because we've been taking the dog for a walk twice a day and if it gets rainy, I needed a rain jacket. So all of those things are needs, but we did spend over our budget, so I think next month we'll just be a little bit more careful in that sense. Beauty as well, I spent $157.55. I went through, I think you saw in my last video, I went through and cleared a lot of things, so I was just topping up what I needed. Like I think I got my eyebrows done at the start of the month. I got some makeup that I'd thrown out expired things of, that sort of stuff, especially before the wedding. Entertainment was $311.21, which was much higher than anticipated. We, like I said, are trying to take advantage of everything Melbourne has to offer, so we bought tickets to a few shows and went out and explored. And then gifts was $241 this month, so we did preemptively buy all of our Easter chocolate because I bought them on sale. We bought Easter gifts to take back to our nephews in Perth so they could have an activity to do on Easter, and then gifts for weddings and whatnot. Overall, I think we definitely could have reduced our spending, but we did spend from our savings, and that's what we kind of knew coming to Melbourne. We wanted to live our life and not be stressed about money all the time, but I think this month we are going to rein ourselves in a little bit and just try and stick to more of a budget. So hello friends, it's actually the next night, but I did my April budget yesterday and I kind of decided to redo it today just because I felt like I wasn't using the spreadsheet to its full advantages and I wanted more info. So I have redesigned it. The first thing I did, which I did before we moved here, but I haven't updated since we moved here, which isn't great of me, but I went through all of our bills. I've split them up a bit more clearly, so we have like electricity for our other house in Perth and we have electricity for this house in Melbourne, just so we can kind of understand the prices a bit more. Broke everything down like that and then did a calculator of the cost and the cadence and then how much it would be annually and then what the monthly contribution would be, because how I did it before in March is I'd broken it down, like if electricity was $2,000 a year, I split it by 12 and then that was how much it would be per month, and I just repeated that. That's what I did last year as well. It's not really the correct budgeting because like I'm not paying electricity every month. We pay it 4-6 times a year, every 2 to 3 months. So it makes more sense to budget for those months when I need to spend it, but for other months I can save that money instead. What I did is I just broke everything down by that and then split everything up. I added a few more expenses categories and a few more bills categories just for clarity. I added another section at the top which calculated our income and then how much we've budgeted to spend in the month, so we can kind of see from the start if we're budgeting too much, which I thought was helpful. I have under budgeted quite a lot, so hopefully that means we can save some money this month, but we'll have to wait and see. This month we're really going to prioritize saving money, paying a little bit more towards our mortgage possibly, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that. It will be school holidays and Easter, so we'll both be off together because I'm still not working full time, and one of my jobs will be decreasing. Other than that, I think we're going to try and save some money but also try and live some experiences. I want to start saving for some holidays. I think we might go away in the school holidays, even just like a weekend away, which would be lovely. So I'll budget some money for that, which you can see, and then I'm going to do smaller, cheaper things that help our budget. I think we're going to try and do a no spend week, which would be great. I would really like that, but I'm not sure if we'll do that before or after the holidays. We'll just see what happens. But yes, that is my budget reset. I think I'm really excited to track this really well for the next month and see the impact that it has on us, which will be great. I'm excited to keep tracking this and building financial transparency with myself, with my partner, with you guys, and just learning where all of my money goes, because I think that's really important and I think it's something that everyone maybe misses. So yeah, all right, I'm going to get on with the rest of my day.